For decades, Billy Gibbons has been one of rock music's most recognizable faces. The long beard, the sunglasses, the sharp suits. He looked like a character straight out of a myth. To fans, Billy Gibbons was simply the cool guitarist from ZZ Top, the man who made blues rock sound timeless and effortless. But behind that carefully built image was a private life few people truly understood. While the world watched him shred legendary riffs, Billy was quietly living a completely different story off stage. Born in Houston, Texas, Billy grew up surrounded by music. His father was an entertainer and orchestra conductor, which meant Billy saw the industry from the inside at a very young age. Fame never looked magical to him. It looked complicated. That early exposure planted a seed that would shape how he handled success later in life. Even when ZZ Top exploded in the 1970s, Billy remained guarded, choosing mystery over exposure. Fans often assumed his life was one long party filled with fast cars, wild nights, and endless fame. But the truth was far more layered. Billy was deeply disciplined, thoughtful, and even spiritual in ways that rarely made headlines. He kept his personal world locked away, letting the music speak instead. As the years passed, rumors grew. Some said he was obsessed with secrecy. Others believed he was hiding something big. The truth is, Billy Gibbons wasn't hiding. He was protecting a life that mattered more to him than fame. And now, piece by piece, that secret life is finally coming into focus. When ZZ Top began gaining serious attention, Billy Gibbons made a decision that would define his entire career. His music would be public, but his life would not. While other rock stars embraced interviews, scandals, and headlines, Billy quietly stepped back. He showed up on stage fully prepared, then disappeared once the lights went out. This choice wasn't accidental. Billy believed mystery made the music stronger. If fans knew everything about him, the magic would fade. So instead of sharing personal struggles or relationships, he built a wall between Billy the rock star and Billy the man. That wall grew higher as ZZ Top's success skyrocketed. Behind the scenes, Billy lived simply compared to his peers. He avoided Hollywood excess and focused on routine, creativity, and control. Friends later revealed that Billy valued silence and solitude more than attention. Long before mental health became a public conversation, Billy understood the cost of constant exposure. This decision confused many. Why would someone at the top of the rock world choose distance over celebration? The answer lies in Billy's fear of losing himself. He had watched others burn out, lose control, or become prisoners of their own fame. Billy refused to let that happen. His secret life wasn't about hiding dark truths, it was about survival. Fame was a tool, not an identity, and while fans cheered louder every year, Billy quietly stayed grounded, protecting the parts of himself that the spotlight could never touch. One of the least known aspects of Billy Gibbons' life is his deep spiritual curiosity. While his public image screamed swagger and confidence, his private world leaned toward reflection and meaning. Billy spent years studying philosophy, symbolism, and ancient cultures, often traveling not for luxury, but for understanding. He believed music was more than entertainment. It was a spiritual language. Many of his guitar riffs were inspired by feelings rather than technique. Billy often spoke about the vibe, an unseen force guiding creativity. To him, the best music wasn't planned, it arrived. This spiritual side also influenced how he lived. Billy avoided chaos, choosing balance instead. He believed excess dulled the soul, which is why he distanced himself from the stereotypical rock lifestyle. While others chased highs, Billy chased clarity. Fans rarely saw this version of him. It didn't fit the ZZ Top brand, but those close to Billy knew he was deeply introspective, constantly questioning life, purpose, and legacy. He believed that fame was temporary, but the energy you leave behind lasts forever. This hidden spiritual journey explains much of Billy's restraint. He wasn't running from fame. He simply knew it wasn't the answer. And in a world obsessed with noise, Billy Gibbons quietly listened. Billy Gibbons has always kept his romantic life out of the spotlight. While tabloids chased rumors, Billy rarely confirmed or denied anything. This silence wasn't arrogance, it was protection. He believed love should exist away from cameras. Those close to him say Billy loved deeply but carefully. He had seen relationships destroyed by fame and refused to let that happen in his own life. Emotional control became one of his greatest strengths. He didn't react publicly, didn't argue in interviews, and didn't feed drama. But that control came at a cost. By keeping emotions private, Billy carried pain alone. Loss, disappointment, and heartbreak were processed quietly, often through music. Many of ZZ Top's blues-driven tracks reflect this unspoken emotional weight. Fans who listen closely can hear it. The sadness beneath the swagger, the longing beneath the groove. Billy poured feelings into strings instead of words. That was his release. His secret emotional world shaped the sound of ZZ Top more than any producer ever did. And while fans saw confidence, Billy lived with vulnerability, just never on display. Contrary to the wild rock star myth, Billy Gibbons lived a life built on discipline. He practiced relentlessly, studied tone endlessly, and treated music like a craft, not a party trick. While others relied on fame, Billy relied on preparation. He was obsessed with sound. Guitar tone wasn't accidental. It was engineered through patience and experimentation. Billy believed the smallest detail could change everything. This mindset carried into his personal life as well. Routine mattered to him. Sleep, diet, and focus were non-negotiable. He knew longevity required control. This discipline is the reason he's still respected decades later, while others faded away. Billy's secret wasn't talent. It was consistency. And that quiet discipline built a legacy louder than any headline. Billy Gibbons never chased money, but he understood power. From early on, he made smart business decisions that kept ZZ Top independent. While many artists signed away control, Billy protected ownership. This financial intelligence allowed him freedom. He didn't need to tour endlessly or release music on demand. He worked when inspired, not pressured. That independence became one of his greatest hidden strengths. Money never defined him. Control did. And that choice gave him peace. Yes, Billy loves cars, but not for status. He loves craftsmanship. Each vehicle represents creativity, not ego. The myths exaggerated excess, but the truth was appreciation. Cars were art to Billy, just like guitars. And once again, the story was misunderstood. Success isolated Billy more than it connected him. Fame created distance, not comfort. He learned to be alone and accept it. Loneliness became familiar, but not destructive. Billy turned solitude into strength. Billy embraced aging quietly. No denial, no panic. He saw it as evolution. His music matured because he did. He wasn't chasing youth. He was refining wisdom. Billy never cared about being trendy. He cared about lasting. His legacy was built intentionally, not accidentally. Every choice protected the future. Billy Gibbons' secret life wasn't scandalous. It was intentional. Discipline over chaos, mystery over noise, purpose over ego. And that's why his legend still stands. As the years passed, Billy Gibbons slowly realized that being a legend comes with an invisible weight. Fans didn't just love his music. They expected him to remain frozen in time. The beard, the sound, the attitude, everything had to stay exactly the same. To the world, change felt like betrayal. But inside, Billy was evolving. This pressure forced him to live two lives. Publicly, he delivered what fans wanted. Privately, he explored new ideas, sounds, and identities. He listened to genres far outside blues rock, studied modern production, and experimented quietly. Not everything made it to the public. Some ideas were just for him. Billy understood that icons are often trapped by their own success. The very thing that makes them famous becomes a cage. Instead of rebelling loudly, Billy chose a smarter path: subtle growth. He adjusted without announcing it. Small changes in tone, slight shifts in rhythm. Evolution without disruption. This balancing act required emotional strength. Billy had to accept that not everyone would understand him fully, and he was okay with that. He believed true artists answer to creativity, not expectations. The secret burden of fame wasn't money or attention, it was responsibility. And Billy carried it quietly, choosing grace over conflict and patience over ego. Behind closed doors, Billy Gibbons became something fans rarely hear about: a mentor. Young musicians sought him out not just for fame, but for wisdom. Billy never lectured, he listened. Then he spoke carefully. He taught them discipline before talent, respect before success. He warned them about shortcuts and empty applause. Fame, he said, arrives fast, but leaves faster. Craft is what stays. Billy never advertised this role. No press releases, no headlines, just conversations, late-night studio moments, and honest advice. Many artists credit him privately for helping them survive the industry. This mentorship revealed Billy's true character. He wasn't guarding knowledge. He was passing it forward. He understood legacy wasn't about charts, but influence. By staying humble, Billy avoided bitterness. He didn't compete with the next generation, he supported them, and that quiet generosity became one of his greatest unseen contributions to music. In the end, Billy Gibbons' secret life wasn't meant to be uncovered. It was meant to exist. The mystery wasn't marketing. It was philosophy. Billy believed that art should invite curiosity, not provide answers. By staying private, he allowed fans to project meaning onto the music. Each listener heard their own story. Each riff felt personal. That connection was stronger because Billy stayed silent. Now, as pieces of his private world slowly emerge, one truth becomes clear. Billy Gibbons didn't hide because he was afraid. He hid because he understood the power of restraint. In an era obsessed with oversharing, Billy chose depth, and that choice is why his music still feels timeless. The Secret Life wasn't about scandal. It was about intention.